Illinois Stories is brought to you by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, Illinois Arts Council Agency, and by the supportive viewers like you. Thank you.
Hello, welcome to Illinois Stories. I'm Mark McDonald in Mason City. Actually, I'm in the oldest house in Mason City. This house was built in 1860, right before the Civil War began, and it's kind of fitting that the man who lives in this house now is not only a Civil War enthusiast, he actually lives the Civil War in a number of ways, and interestingly, he's from Bolivia, which makes it even more interesting. Sergio Jimenez, I was introduced to you by a woman who was attended one of your programs.
Yes.
And she said, you got to meet this guy because he's got everything, he does everything, and he explains it so well.
Yes.
And it is very interesting to get a chance to meet you. We're in for an education because not only are we going to learn about the Civil War, but we're going to learn about how enthusiasts like you live history.
Yeah.
And that's really what you do, isn't it?
Yes, that's what it's all about. Keeping history alive.
Mm-hmm.
We have to keep it alive. And the best way to keep history alive is to remember that the Civil War was probably the most important event in U.S. history, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not an expert, but I can tell you that it was brother against brother, families against families, young men. It was called the Young Men's War. The youngest soldier in the Civil War was 9 years old from Mississippi, and the oldest one was 80 years old from Iowa. Okay, so it's 2% of the population died. Over almost 800,000 people died during the Civil War. You know?
You are among a large number of Civil War reenactors.
Yes.
And you told me that there's really two principal kinds of events that happen. Some of them, they're very, very sticky about about getting the period right, aren't they? Tell me about that group.
It's called a campaigners event, or AC event, for accurate campaigners event. That is very, very period correct. All the rules, all the regulations. You have to understand that we're not just playing soldiers, okay? We're riding 1,000-pound horses, okay? Carrying guns, sabers, okay? Shooting guns off of a horse. So you have to pay attention to the rules. You cannot just shoot anybody just to shoot, you know. You have to shoot the guns at a 45-degree angle, okay? We follow commands. I'm a trooper. We have troopers, we have corporals, we have lieutenants, we have sergeants, we have captains, we have generals, okay?
Tell us about your unit. What unit are you a member of?
Right, I'm with the 5th Illinois, okay? Most of these units were formed in Illinois. They're militias, okay? What people don't understand is that the militias were not trained soldiers, okay?
Right.
They just responded to the call, okay, by President Lincoln, all right? A lot of people got drafted to the Civil War, okay? And one of the things I teach about the Civil War is fun facts and things that people don't know about the Civil War. For example, if you didn't want to go to war, you could pay someone to go for you. Okay? So President Lincoln paid someone to go for him to war. Okay? So, so we have to remember that when we go into a Civil War event, is very, the campaigner event, some of the campaigner events, for example, do not allow people, they don't allow the public, right? Because they're so submerged into the Civil War.
Now, I asked you to have your uniform on for us.
Yeah.
Would you describe to me, this would be a typical, cavalryman's uniform?
Yes.
Describe to me what you have, what you have here.
So when you go to a campaigner event, for example, I don't have its stripes. Like, this is a shell jacket, okay? The shell jacket was issued to soldiers that went to military schools, okay? This is a shell jacket, okay? When I go to a mainstream event, the other event is called mainstream, Okay, it's more flexible. Okay, I could wear this jacket. Okay, but usually we have a haversack. Okay, the belt, which carries my cartridges, my it also carries my caps. Caps for my rifles.
And
Caps.
you'll show us how those are fired.
Yeah.
Okay.
Caps, and then I have my canteen. Okay. For water.
Can we take a look at the size?
Absolutely.
Okay, Illinois, is that 5th? Illinois
Yeah, it says Illinois. It should say 5th Cavalry.
5th Cavalry.
Yeah.
Okay, 63.
Yeah.
That would be the year.
This is my saber on my saber belt, and I have my holster here for my pistol. My holster for my pistol here. Okay, we'll talk about the pistols in a minute.
Okay.
So that's and my sling for my rifle. Okay. Which my rifle will hook to here, and I will carry it on the horse. Okay. That's pretty much everything we carry. Okay. The cavalry will ride about 20 or more miles a day. Okay, every single day. So you cannot carry much. Okay, like the saddles are really light. Okay, under the saddle we have the blankets that go with us that we use for not only for the horse's back but also to protect ourselves. You know, to sleep with, to sleep on. You know, so that's what we carry. We carry a poncho to protect us from the rain and snow, and we have a gray coat that goes on top of the uniform for the cold as well.
You know, as long as we're talking about your horses, you are serious enough about this that you actually keep horses that you take with you for the reenactments, and you've been kind enough to offer to take us out to see one of your horses. So I'd like to do that now, if you don't mind. We can go out and take a look, and then come back and look at the rest of your
Absolutely.
Your equipment here.
Yes.
Well, Sergio, now not everybody that reenacts is a cavalryman. You're a cavalryman, which means you have horses.
Yes.
So the horses that you would have had back in the Civil War, actually, you still try to keep a horse that would have been preferred by a cavalryman during the Civil War, and that's why we're looking here at Joker.
Yes.
Right? What is special about Joker?
So Joker is a quarter horse. These days is your typical American horse. Most people own these days. Okay, the quarter horse. He's broad. He's big. So we have a reproduction saddle that fits him. Compared to an original saddle, which I'm going to show you. So horses back in the day, because they were used for work, you know, they were worked all the time.
Yeah.
They were skinnier, linear. They were not as fat as the horses that we have now. You know, so the saddles that were period correct, the original saddles were not as broad. Okay, I'll show you that here. So this is what we call a McClellan saddle, okay?
And that's named after General McClellan,
It's named after George McClellan. He was a general in the Civil War, yes, okay? He was sent to Europe to be a witness of the war that was taking place in Europe in the 1850s, 1860s, and he went to learn on how to create a much better saddle for the military. Okay, as you can see, it's very light. Okay, and this is an original 1863 McClellan saddle.
This is from 1863?
Yes.
This is not a replica?
No, this is an original.
Wow, okay.
This is an original saddle.
Now, this would not fit on your horse. Your horse is too broad for this, right?
So I can show you that. If I put it on him, you can tell that it's quite narrow here. Okay?
Yeah.
So this will pinch him because he's so narrow, and he will not be happy with me.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
But this is an original saddle.
Wow.
Okay?
There aren't many of those left. That's really a precious item, isn't it?
Yes. So it's an original 1863 saddle. That's how it goes. Okay? That's so. The next saddle I'm going to show you. So when I go saddle the horse, what we do is we put 2 of these blankets here. Okay, these are Union blankets. Okay, the Confederate blankets were gray. Okay, this is your typical Union blankets, and we use 2 of them like that. Okay, now keep in mind that back in the day they did not have saddle pads or anything like that, right? Hey, stop. So they had to use blankets like this, okay? And these blankets were also used by the soldiers to sleep in, okay? So that's how it goes. Stop.
So you take it off your horse and you put it on the ground and you sleep in it as well.
Yes. So you can imagine the smell.
I know.
Okay. Hey. What are you doing? Okay. So that's how it goes. Okay? So as you can tell from that angle, he's got way more room here.
Yeah,
See?
yeah. And this is fashioned after your McClellan saddle, but it's just bigger.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a reproduction. You can tell the difference in color.
Sure.
Okay, this is a reproduction McClellan saddle. Okay, this goes down there. Okay, so this is what we usually see on reenactments, and we try to be, like I said, very period correct. So this is my poncho,
Okay.
which it protects me from the rain. Inside my poncho is another sleeping blanket. Okay. My saddlebags, where I would carry food for me, you know. I can add another bucket, which is food for the horses. We have this rope here tied to the saddle, which is, I'm gonna turn him around. Come on. Right there. Is to tie the horse on the ground, okay? There's a stake in here that goes on the ground, and he can just eat
That way he
grass.
doesn't wander away and
Yeah.
you're without a horse.
So
Okay.
as you can see, this saddle is, hey. Stop. A lot, stop. Shh. What is it? Okay, you good? You'll be done in a minute. So that's it. So,
One more question about the horse
Yeah.
itself.
yeah.
They preferred a dark colored horse.
Yes, we prefer a dark color horse because it will help with camouflage. It will help to ride at night. The cavalry will ride at least 20 miles a day, you know, and sometimes at night. So it will keep the horse from being seen by the enemy. Okay.
That's a big commitment to keep horses. You usually take 2 horses with you on each of your reenactments.
Yeah.
So that's a big commitment.
Yeah,
You have to care for those horses all year long.
Yes, and it takes time and discipline, and you have to train your horses. You have to train them to be used to guns. It takes about 2 weeks every day shooting guns around them.
Yeah. Yeah, because those cannons and all that stuff, all that
Cannons,
commotion.
yeah.
It would drive a horse that's not used to it. They'd drive them nuts, wouldn't it?
Yeah. If they're not used to,
Yeah.
they're scared. But
Yeah.
it's nice because they bond with other horses and in groups, and
Yeah.
so they learn from other horses.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
You have been so good to put all this out for us. Walk us
Yes.
through what
Okay.
we're looking at here.
So these 2 pistols here are 44 caliber pistols, and this one is a 36 caliber pistol. Okay, this is a 36 caliber Navy issued pistol, original. Okay,
It is original.
it's old. It gets stuck, so I retire her. She got retired.
Original, yeah.
Yes. This one is a Colt revolver, 44 caliber.
Is that a replica?
This is a replica, yes. And this one is a Remington. It's also a replica. But what I do with my pistols is I like to make them look old, you can antique them. This is a process, and this one is a Remington 44 caliber also.
Now, what do you carry into battle?
One of them.
One of them. Okay.
So on a campaigners event, which is the period correct event, you can only have one pistol. Okay. You have to learn to reload on the field. Okay. Because during the Civil War, they only gave you one pistol. They didn't give you many pistols. Okay. On the other event, the mainstream event, which is more flexible, you can have more than one pistol. Okay. Most people ask, how do you die during reenactments, right? How do you die?
Yeah.
Well, you die when you run out of shots. When you run out of shots, you die. And you can make it as special as you want, as dramatic as you want. You know.
Yeah.
Some people will bring fake blood to mainstream events and make it look that they died.
So you don't shoot anything unnecessarily because you want to save those bullets, don't you? You want to save those shots.
Yeah. So we use black powder for reenactments. Okay. I'm going to show you really quick how you load. So, and as a joke, I always tell that this is why the Civil War took so long. Because, so these are the bullets. These are the 44 caliber bullets that were used during the Civil War. These go in the pistol. Okay? All right. And these are fake. These are cartridges with no bullets on it.
They're what?
We call them cartridges.
Cartridges.
For the pistol. Okay. So, but what you do is you grab your pistol, you put it on half cock right there, so it rotates, right? You grab your flask, and the amount of, so black powder is measured in grains. So the grain that goes here is from 25 to 30 grains. Okay. So you just open it. And the powder is there, and then you pour the black powder in
right into the hole, right in the chamber.
Right. For Civil War events, we use cream of wheat. Cream of wheat will get with the moisture in the air, it will not come out of the cylinder. So after I put the black powder in, I put the cream of wheat in it, and then I compress it like this. With this, see, it goes down.
Okay.
Okay. All right. During the Civil War, most of the cartridges came already done with the lead in them or not. Okay. But if you had to reload, you have to put the black powder in it. Then you have to put a bullet here, like so, like that. Okay, like that. Yep. And then you have to push it in. Okay.
And would you do this 6 at a time or 1 at a time?
One at a time.
One at a time.
That's why
until the chamber was full. Okay.
That's why the Civil War took so long, because you have to reload every time.
My goodness, yeah.
Yeah. So that's for the and then these pistols are also called cap and balls. Why? Because you have the balls and then you have the caps. These are the caps that go in the back here to create the heat for the black powder to ignite.
To explode the black powder, and then the ball shoots out.
Yes. Okay. That's what they call cap and ball. Okay. That's what you do with your pistols. Okay. Now, these cartridges I have here, they are for the rifles. Okay, the carbines, the musketoons. You know. So, I have two rifles here, 2 musketoons. This one is an 1863 infield. It's also a reproduction, but it's an 1863 infield. It's called very popular during the Civil War. Okay, this one is we call a muzzle loader. Okay. Okay. And these are the bullets. This is one of the bullets, and this is the other type of bullet. You have to keep the moisture because they have to be able. You have to be able to slide them down. Okay, so these are 58 caliber bullets. Okay, so what you do is you grab one of the cartridges, you break the paper, you pour the black powder in. Okay, and then you smack it on your saddle.
It makes it settle down in there.
Yes.
Okay,
and then you grab the bullet, and then you push it in. And then you use the rifle caps, which are this. That's a rifle cap, right? Okay.
That again provides the spark.
Right. And then it goes here. Okay. And it shoots. All right. That's for the muzzle loader. Okay. This what I have here is a Sharps. It's a Sharps carbine.
It's a carbon?
Yeah.
Okay.
1859 Sharps, 54 caliber. Okay. I don't have the actual bullets for this one.
Is this another muzzle loader though?
No.
No.
So this one is what we call a breech loader. Okay. So this is your safety here, and then watch. When I pull this down, it will open up.
Okay. Yes.
Now this cartridge goes in here.
Okay. You don't pour the powder in
No,
there. You just put it in.
That's why it's called breech loader.
Okay.
You put, see, it goes in there.
Sure.
Okay. When you bring this back up, it will cut the paper.
Okay.
Okay. It will cut the paper, exposing the black powder. And then once again, you put a cap here, and it shoots. That's the difference between the muzzle loader and a breech loader.
Okay. So you put the 50-some caliber
54 caliber
projectile in first from here. No.
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 During the Civil War, the projectile will be already in the cartridge.
Oh, okay. With the
Here.
powder.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It will go something like this. Like that. It will go something like that.
All right.
Okay?
That seems like it would be a lot faster load.
Yes. So the Sharps and the Spencer rifles, those were really preferred by the cavalry.
Yeah.
Okay? So this will go, this I will hook here. Like so.
And this is what the word sharpshooter that came
Yes.
from this rifle.
Yeah. When you hear the word sharpshooter, it's because it comes from this rifle, because they were highly accurate at 100 and 150 feet.
Wow.
Okay?
Yeah.
So it goes like this on my back like that when I'm on the horse. And then I have to bring it back up. Okay? So
Now you also carried
Now
a
this-
sword, didn't you? Or
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
the
go ahead
saber.
with what you were going to.
and this goes into my saddle. There's a leather pouch where it goes in, and it rides with me. Okay?
Sergio, these look very much alike, except one looks a lot older than the other one.
Right. So this is a reproduction saber. We call them sabers and not swords because they are not straight. Okay?
Swords are straight.
Yes.
Okay.
So this saber is a reproduction. Okay? It's a lot wider. I'm going to show you the original. It's a lot wider than the original. Okay? Okay? Some are a bit sharp, but sabers in the Civil War, they were not meant to be sharp. Okay? Sabers were meant to break bone, not to cut. They were meant to break bone. So you will use it to hit people in the head, shoulders, elbows, knees. Okay?
Yeah, just bludgeon people with it.
Right,
It's like-
especially when you're on a horse. Okay?
Yeah.
You don't want your saber to be stuck in the enemy, because you will
Right.
lose your saber. Right?
So actually, if you could handle a long saber, the longer the better, because it gives you more reach.
You just use one hand. Remember, you're holding the horse with the other hand.
Yeah.
So it
Oh,
just has
yeah.
one hand to hit people, right? This is an original.
Wow.
See the difference?
Oh man.
And it comes with a lot of dings and hits. I cannot tell you what happened or how it was used, but
No, but it was deadly. It was deadly.
yeah, see, it's a lot thinner than the reproduction. And it says here 1862.
Let's
I
see
don't know
if we can
see
get
it
a
or
shot
not.
of that. 1862. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
And on the other side, it's not readable, but we think it says Massachusetts. So this is an original saber.
You are very fortunate to have as many original items as you have.
Yeah. So some people don't know what they have, and some people will sell you anything just because they don't want to do it anymore. So if you're lucky enough, you'll be able to find originals for way less expensive that you will pay. You know? So
Well, there are so many, not just reenactors, but Civil War historic people who are just crazy about collecting Civil War items. So I don't imagine there's a lot out there, is there? Or is it fairly
there
easy?
is a lot of other.
Really?
Yeah. Like this one is a reproduction, but you can buy an original from $6,000 to, I looked the other day, from $6,000 to $31,000. And people will buy them. People like them. I mean, that's what people don't understand. The Civil War was huge, and it's still huge among reenactors. You have to keep history alive. You have to understand history, okay? Educate yourself. You have to educate yourself, okay? Read, learn. It was not just about slavery, okay?
Yeah.
Many things contribute to the Civil War, but learn, educate yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a Union soldier, but I also play Confederate when needed. You know, I have my Confederate uniform.
Yeah.
To me, both sides were heroes. Okay, heroes for fighting for what they believe.
Yeah.
Okay, and like I said, brother against brother, families against families, and learn.
Yeah.
That's the best way to keep history alive.
Sergio, thank you
Learn.
so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you. We learned a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
We did learn
My
a
pleasure.
lot.
Yeah.
Sergio's next reenactment is set for April in Shiloh, Tennessee. I understand it's the 160th anniversary of the Battle of Shiloh. Sergio says it's going to be a big one. With another Illinois story in Mason City, I'm Mark McDonald. Thanks for watching.
Illinois Stories is brought to you by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, Illinois Arts Council Agency, and by the support of viewers like you. Thank you.